Building was, I think it was around 40,000, right?
I think the building was 60. Yeah, I think
Was it?
60, 67 maybe. I mean, that concrete cost. We didn't have to pay for it, we'd already given it to you all.
Yeah, you did give it to us. I just don't have the minutes. We looked at a lot of numbers before each meeting. Okay. Packet, yeah.
Oh, that you.
It wasn't something, wasn't what I read. It was in
Oh, wait here, let me get down. Yeah, here it is. It's right below the FACO.
we don't have that.
Sorry, Ken.
So what's the total amount, chief? You remember?
I know. I think total is just over, right at 100,000.
Oh, there's a 12,529. Let's see.
Did check with those companies, both of them, 'cause I know a lot of times the bids are only good for a certain amount of time, let them know our situation, so there's not any kind of fees and it'll still be the same. Just a second time run on the hand, all this to you.
You look at that one. Yeah, $110,210 a week. Oh, that's not a total. On the second, you have the second page. Yeah. Oh, there it is, 112,500.
Thank you.
Will the levy budget accommodate that? The levy itself will, yeah.
We had the majority of this year never put back on the time that we've been saving years for this, and we can use a partial of the down payment, the money left over, what we owed on the last engine. But when, you know, everything was, when it happened that way, that it went back to the other fund, then it kind of didn't have it, but that's what we had saved for those years for.
What he's referring to is when the fire departments used to have a set amount and then they would basically budget and save up for big expenses like this. And when we changed the spending policy, any fire department like Mount Hope that had been saving, their money went back into the general fund. So they really had been budgeting for several years to afford this and planning for it. But then we pulled the rug out from under them a little bit because we wanted to make sure all the money was in one pot and that we were prioritizing what was most important countywide. So I'm gonna move that we approve the expenditure for a couple of reasons, if there are no questions.
I want to make a statement first.
Well, I was gonna make a statement with my motion.
Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
and then I'll add to it.
The reason I'm making this motion is because your fire department was budgeting responsibly. You don't come in here regularly asking for things. You manage your money well. You are serving a large portion of the county by responding to a large number of the calls. The building would serve to house and protect expensive equipment that the county has already purchased through the fire levy. And for those reasons, I think this is justified, and that is to send kind of a statement to other fire departments who might decide they need a building. You know, if they need a building, then we would consider it, but if they just want a building, I feel like you need a building. So those are the reasons I'm making my motion.
I second. I think, you guys do a great job. And I know you do run a lot of calls. I've been to
Providing
your
a good
station
service.
and I'm with Allison. I think, you need to protect the equipment you have and you guys are doing fantastic and I'll second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor? Aye. I also want to make this statement, though. Just because this one was approved doesn't mean that everything that's brought into us is going to be approved. And make sure you come to us before you even start getting resources spent on it.
And this chief did.
Get bids if you're going to try to do something and have a reason why it needs to be done. Because I have another feeling that some fire department's going to say, well, look what Mount Hope got. So I'm going to come in and I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I want this building or whatever. We've got to make sure that we manage our money correctly so that our fire departments will continue to do what they're here for, which is save the buildings, which they have done a great job with that we've got a rope team that's unbelievable going over and getting people out of situations. And we've got a swift water team that is better than any other in the state. And it's right here in this county. And we need to make sure that we continue to take care of these things, but please don't get crazy with coming in with requests.
I'll note too, I don't think I've ever found a submission in the vouchers from you that I wanted us to deny. So I think you're really meticulous with what you're requesting from us.
It's like you said, it's more of a need than like you can drive by at any time and see all the things that are actually sitting outside and.
Right. I think your instincts are right here. We appreciate you, chief. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, so the next item on our agenda is labeled the Greg Fayette Memorial Court. We've had a lot of conversations about how we might honor late Commissioner Greg Burnett, and what we have concluded is because of the amount of time that he has spent and how much he cared about the memorial building and youth athletics and probably even played there himself at some point. We've talked about naming the court in the memorial building after Greg and designating that with some sort of plaque or, notation on the door as you go in, and then maybe the next time we refinish the floor, something on the floor. But since it just was done, definitely not gonna redo it right now. And we are going to, assuming this motion passes, we are going to schedule a ceremony to dedicate that to him once we get the plaque or whatever. We looked at places within the memorial building, within the gym itself, and there really wasn't a good place that players would not run into that hasn't already had something on the walls. So we're thinking the door and then the court down the road. But I'm going to make a motion that we name and and dedicate the court at the memorial building to late Commissioner Greg Burnett for all of his service to this county and its kids. And that we, within the next month, hopefully schedule a dedication, maybe in conjunction with the flame when we get that relit.
Same time.
A second.
Got a motion and second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
And like Allison just mentioned, Chuck has been working very diligently on getting the flame relit at the memorial building. We've gotten all the parts and pieces that we need. Just waiting on it to get finished. And that would be a great thing to combine both at the same time.
Okay, let's skip 4. So the land reuse agency, we have a vacant seat vacated by the former executive director of NRGRDA. I'm going to move that we appoint Andy Davis as interim in that seat until a new executive director is hired at NRGRDA.
Second, got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
These haven't been, oh. It needs better wording. We passed it, so we'll sign it. John can sign it after. So the New Haven PSD board member,
You have 2. And unless they communicated it with you, I don't know if there's a preference between the 2.
we received a letter. Did we?
You know, I have a question on this. Was there ever defined an age limit on people who could serve? I know we had some younger folks serving on the park committee or the park board. What I understand, we may have a person that's under 18 that applied.
Like that would require some research, I'm sure, because I don't know, like.
I don't think they can. Wouldn't you, I mean, if they can't enter into contracts, I don't think they could do that. That can be challenged.
I can see all kinds of issues.
Yes.
Somebody,
Well, sounds like we need to move to postpone this until we have a,
just a suggestion would be if you're interested in having younger than 18 members.
ex officio.
Yes, exactly. You would just put them on as an ex officio advisory capacity.
I'm gonna move we postpone this. Until we can-
Yes.
Second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and we have, a board member who has not appeared at an NRGRDA board meeting for some time. So I'm gonna, when I say sometime, since a year and a half ago. So that's a large number of meetings, especially recently, that he has missed. So I regret to move that we replace former Commissioner Tom Luisos with David Arnold.
I'll second. Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor? Aye.
And Mr. Arnold has served on the board before, and we need someone with his vision right now, as we search for a new executive director. So, item 8, we should skip, I think. Anthony, do we still need to discuss item 9? That's about the Division of Corrections stuff. Okay,
I mean,
yeah,
you guys want to do something.
we can do that in executive session, I think. And 10 would be an executive session, so. Okay, we're at 9:15, so, Clerk Holly, you ready?
First on there is the public hearing about making a new precinct. This is to accommodate the town of Pax municipal
election coinciding with. So. This is a pretty easy one, just have all people in tax city limits and make them a new precinct, so. Jamie has already done that work, Smith has already done that work for me in the GIS stuff, and we'll get all the proper files, shape files and stuff sent off to the Secretary of State and to WVU for that. I don't think anybody's here to spend less time, it's like, I don't care. So that is what I would like for y'all to.
A second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The other two are just things you guys have to sign for every election. One is the extending the emergency absentee. Extending the emergency absentee look at, like, if someone becomes infirm or injured and they can, in between the time they can request a regular absentee and election day. So that's those 7 days. They can request an emergency absentee ballot, and what we do is we send out 2 commissioners of opposite party to that location, and that's what you're approving. One is a hospital within our county or a certain radius, one is a nursing home within a certain radius, and the third is, if they are at home, they would go to the person.
Did your office issue a letter to the nursing home that got in all those ballots late?
We have not yet, we were, my recollection was Ethan was gonna work on something, but I got shuffled, but we can,
Yeah, I mean, somebody needs to.
yeah, remind them that, hey, we need
I
to,
think it was 8 ballots or something, but absentee ballots got mailed a day too late. 8.
but no, I can work something.
Okay. Yeah, just why don't you write it and then send it by Anthony?
Do you have the names of the people?
We don't, that's what's in the third piece of business here. That we send to each executive committee, requesting, giving them notice that this is the number of people that we need. Right? And that is on here, 1 emergency absentee voting commissioner. It is difficult for some reason. No one ever supplies me with a name. We haven't had any of those emergency absentee requests for the last 2, this past primary and the past general. The time before that, I actually sent 2 of my staff. Now, we had 1 request at one of the hospitals, and so I just sent 2 of my staff, the opposite party. That, yeah. It's not hard. You just have to be available on election day, and we pay you mileage plus $75. So you get flat, so if we have to use you, you get flat $75 plus mileage from here to wherever you're going back. But that's it. You just have to be available on election day. If we need you.
Do you send them emails too? Do you send the letter by email in addition to by mail to the executive?
Yes, I do both. I send it really by email, but I go ahead and put a copy in the mail just to satisfy all that kind of stuff, but I do communicate with Pam and Greg by email.
Okay.
Yeah,
The,
Greg is still at least until September, I think.
One of the other counties had an issue in the primary that their election commissioner was also a candidate. Can you put that in our letter that anyone that's a candidate cannot be a commissioner?
I think the issue was which office.
Yeah, no, I
Because
can.
executive-
I mean, that's not necessarily what this is, but yeah, we can remind, like, the ballot commissioners are picked back in. Like, those are 2 separate things. The ballot commissioners are picked back in January. And, one of ours is currently, you cannot be a candidate unless it's a candidate for an executive committee. They have different roles. Like, if you're a candidate for anything but executive committee, you can't be a poll worker. But they can still be. And it's the same with the ballot commissioner. That's a little strange, but that's what the code says, that's what the law says. But yeah, yeah,
Okay, make sure that we get a copy of that code and that we get a copy of the letters that you're going to be sending.
Sure.
Because I think we're gonna try to follow up, or at least I am, to make sure that we're getting the workers in that we need to get.
Okay, so we approve both orders.
Second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, this time I'd like to move that we go into executive session to discuss the sick and vacation leave policy, legal advice, land transfer request to LRA for legal advice, the litigation against the Division of Corrections regarding billing for legal advice, and the revised asset purchase agreement for approval for Cal Falls PSD for legal advice.
Second.
It is now 9:24.
Before we go into executive session, we'll introduce Lori.
Hooray.
Yes.
Lee and our first assistant.
Brian Parsons talked you up.
Welcome to the county.
Did you hear what I said?
That
I
is
said
not.
Brian Parsons talked you up.
Oh, I love that man.
She knows. Welcome back. We've just come out of executive session where no decisions were made. Commissioner Fayette?
Okay, so with regard to item 4 on Exhibit A, the sick and vacation leave policy, I want to make a motion that we amend the county policy as follows. That employees hired after July 1st of 2026, starting this fiscal year, be enabled to earn annual and sick leave upon being hired rather than have to wait 6 months, which is the current policy. Want that motion to include that we also only pay out annual leave after the completion of 1 year of employment if an employee is terminated either by quitting or being terminated, and that no employees be allowed to carry a negative leave balance, annual or sick.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye. Was that it? Hope that was everything. That's,
Are they allowed to start using it right away once they accumulate it?
yes.
Okay.
So I need to amend my motion to also include that they are allowed to start using their leave immediately once it's accumulated. So,
Second that.
We have a motion and second on the floor. All those in favor?
aye,
Aye.
thank you, Anthony.
Sure.
Okay, and we received, Commissioner Brenneman and I received a text message from the chair of the New Haven PSD board, Lisa Queen, who is on Zoom, or she said she was, hopefully she was able to hang in there. I think she's on, she's one of those phone. I have her phone
here.
number. Okay. Lisa, we just wanted to confirm, that both of your, applicants were over 18 years of age.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, all right, and could you go ahead and tell us what the board, the board would like us to appoint?
Austin Isaacs.
Okay. Based on the board's recommendation, I'm gonna move that we appoint Austin Isaacs to the empty seat.
Second. Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
With regard to the land transfer request to Land Reuse Agency, I'm going to move that the county commission have its council draft a letter to the New River Gorge Regional Development Authority and request that it transfer Wolf Creek Park back to the Fayette County Land Reuse Agency for a variety of reasons. Not the least of which it's increased flexibility to market and sell the property.
Take a second.
Got a motion second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye. With regard to item 9, I move that we enable our council to engage with the Association of Counties and take actions in his judgment to pursue the issue of family courts.
Second.
Incarcerated inmates being charged to county commissions.
All right, second, got a motion, second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye. Okay, and then, Michael,
Michael, when you come up to the microphone and say who you are, who
Yep.
you're with, and what you're doing.
All right, my name is Michael Taylor. I'm outside counsel of Fayette County Commission here on the revised APA for West Virginia American Water. I would recommend that you all sign the revised APA as written for essentially two reasons. One is you've already approved this document once. The only change to the document is that it adds the affected PSDs as signatories to the agreement, not just signatories, but they also become obligated under the terms and conditions of the APA, so that they get brought in, but otherwise, form, substance, same, remains the same. We've already approved it once. The second reason is to the extent that there are any debts that are not specifically identified in the APA, they do not need to be specifically identified in the APA because there are provisions within the APA that indicate that all valid and provable debts, whether identified or not, are to be paid, So, anybody that has a valid and provable debt, will get paid, as a result of this transaction, to the extent that they're affected by the transaction and need to be paid, out of that. So for, those reasons, I would, recommend that you all, sign the revised APA as written.
I'll move that we sign the APA with the revisions as stated.
Make it second.
Got a motion, a second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye. That's it.
Yes, it is.
All right, that should adjourn.
Second.